I think it's pretty safe to say that by far one of the most mysterious aspects of the Star Wars sequel trilogy has all to do with Rey's lineage, her identity, and exactly who her parents really are in these stories. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one angle to Star Wars Episode 9 that J.J. Abrams will be exploring greatly is, of course, Rey's parents, specifically Rey's father and mother in this movie, in order to give us a better idea of exactly who Rey really is in, of course, the Skywalker saga. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with, of course, Rey's mother in Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey on a desert world, where it's described that she is entering the home of her parents. It said that Rey discovers the belongings of her mother in the story that unveils certain truths of her mother's past. The next goes over Rey holding a thick book that is said to be the journal of Rey's mother and her time within the Church of the Force. It's described that in the journal, Rey discovers that her mother had once met Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Master, and became acquaintances over time, where Luke would travel back to the Church of the Force periodically to meet and provide artifacts of the Jedi as well as the ideology and keeping it alive. It said that Rey's staff is illustrated in the journal of the Church of the Force, revealing that it was discovered by Luke Skywalker and how he gave it to the Church of the Force. It's said that Rey's mother eventually handed it down to, of course, Lor San Tekka, which was eventually given to the character of Rey in, of course, these stories. So what's really interesting about all of this is that you can really see that J.J. Abrams is really trying to interconnect all of the different characters in Episode 9 in order to really kind of answer a lot of the questions that are really being questioned within the sequel trilogy so far. So I'm really happy to know that Rey's parents will be explained in great detail in Episode 9. In case you guys didn't hear about this a couple of weeks ago, there were a lot of hints here and there about Rey's mother being basically the leader of the Church of the Force itself, and now this is all starting to connect. Now, I'm really starting to believe that this desert world has got to be the planet of Jakku that Rey travels to in Episode 9, where she discovers more secrets about her mother and even her father in Episode 9. So the other one of which that I do want to go over is how Rey's mother actually once met the character of Luke Skywalker, the legend, the Jedi himself. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that we do know that Luke Skywalker and Lor San Tekka from, you know, the lore under the Disney canon, we do know that they went on a lot of adventures together in order to really keep the Jedi ideology alive, and of course to keep the whole entire idea of exactly what the Jedi Order really was. And that's the whole entire meaning of the Church of the Force. And to know that Rey's parents are a part of that in a specific way is rather exciting. Now, Rey's mother having this connection to the character of Luke Skywalker, where they basically became acquaintances. They weren't necessarily friends from what it seems. They were acquaintances, where she was basically associated with the Church of the Force, and Luke Skywalker, the Jedi himself, was able to travel back and forth to wherever this place was located in order to provide a lot of Jedi lore and, of course, the Jedi Order, you know, ideology itself. So what's really interesting about everything that involves, you know, Rey's journey is that we do know that her personal mission in Episode 9 is going to be quite significant to, of course, the storytelling of the plot of Episode 9 and how Rey is going to evolve as a character. So one thing that we do know that J.J. Abrams loves about the character of Rey is how there's a lot of mystery behind her and how he always had this plan in order to give her a very important lineage in this movie. Even John Williams himself has said before in the past on a podcast that he believes that Rey's parents are really going to be explained in Episode 9 and that they will be an important figure. So I think that's a great thing to look forward to. You know, we do know that the whole entire concept of family was kind of put to the wayside in The Last Jedi. You know, sure, they explored aspects of course, you know, Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren, but it wasn't quite as powerful as it was in the original trilogy, and that's exactly what will be explored in Episode 9, is of course Rey, her lineage, her identity, as well as her mother and father and who they really were and who they were actually associated with, you know, what organizations, and the Church of the Force is one of them. So we do know that the Acolytes of the Beyond, the Knights of Ren, and even the Church of the Force is actually going to be implemented into this movie, and a lot of those ideas actually come from the book books and the novels under the Disney canon. So you can already see how J.J. Abrams is, of course, using some of the novels out there in order to incorporate those ideas into the plot of Episode 9. Not only to connect it to the Skywalker Saga movies, but also to existing lore under the Disney canon. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.